Possible.
All right, you are now able to be heard. Oh
Don't
no.
do it.
Well, goodness, we are back, guys. For gosh, how long has it been since we streamed? It's been a hot minute.
Well, at least 4 months.
I'm looking at it now. I'm like, oh, man, I'm confused. 'Cause, yeah, I think it had to be like the last time. I think was after I got the GTI, like right after I got it. Let's see. Uh, I deleted it, whatever it was. Pretty sure. Don't remember why I would have deleted that though. Live. Yeah, the last one we did was on February 19th. February 19th,
Okay.
and I privated it
Almost
for
four
some
months
reason.
ago.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute, guys. So welcome to another live stream. We're just gonna be kind of doing some general, just chilling and chatting today. Don't really have a whole lot planned for this. Just was kind of like I was thinking last night. I was like, oh, it'd be cool to do a live stream tomorrow, and here we are. So of course, joining me as always is the S2000 King here, Mister Haydan, who has graciously joined us today for some
I'm the king of S2000.
for right now.
Oh, sick, dude.
To Adam LZ gets one.
Makes it better than mine. Wouldn't be hard.
Cheese.
Yeah,
Yours 2K's fire though, so
to do 4 years, right?
huh?
Crazy. Had it 4 years on the second.
Yeah, I saw that. You made that poster. I was like, hey,
Yeah, forgot it was. I looked up. I was like, damn, it's like been close to 4 years by now, right? Yeah, I was on the 2nd of May.
you've gotten close to how long I had the sport track now. 2 more years, and you'll match how long I had the sport track for. Think you're gonna keep
Hell
another
yeah,
two
dude.
years?
I hope so.
Goodness, it's hot down here, dude. They took that AC out of here. Apparently, the upstairs AC at my house failed.
Oh, they took yours.
Yeah, they took the one that was in here. I was
Oh,
like, dang. But I get it. It's like 80 something degrees up there on a pretty regular basis. My parents are like, not today. Um, but yeah, I think there's a lot of cool little car topics we can go into today, just because it's like there's been a lot going on in the car scene since we last streamed. Like, we got to see the new Z in person. You got to see the new GTI in person, which I haven't gotten to do yet. I'm kind of jealous about that. Hey, Christian 8-bitter in the chat. What's up, my dude?
aw, buddy.
We figured we'd do this a little bit earlier, so hopefully you'd have a chance to catch it. Michael's actually at Formula Drift, which is why he's not on with us tonight. Um, we were gonna go, but we both had other obligations to take care of, and so unfortunately, neither of us got to go to FD. But we're planning on going next year. Um, honestly, like I'm pretty surprised Michael went. I never really saw him as that big of a drifting fan.
Yeah, I didn't know he liked drifting.
Yeah,
Drifting's sick though. It's better in person than watching like videos of it.
yeah. I feel like I would much enjoy going to FD and seeing it in person. It's like baseball to me. I can't watch baseball on TV or else I get bored. But when you're actually at a baseball game, it's a lot more fun.
I'm
Like,
always looking for the hot dog stand and
oh
the
no.
peanut guy.
Well, like for some, that's just always been me. That's why I don't watch baseball or don't keep up with it, because I don't like watching on TV. And tickets for baseball aren't exactly the cheapest in the world. They're not the most expensive thing in the world, but they're not necessarily cheap either. Um, drifting for me has always been like that too, though. It's like I have a hard time watching videos of it and being like, "Oh, it looks so fun. I want to do that." But like when I'm actually there watching it live, it's like, "Dang, look at him go." NASCAR is also a lot
The
more fun in
Import Alliance
person.
is pretty sick.
Oh yeah, the fact that my girlfriend now is a drift person because of Import Alliance. A-Bitter said NASCAR is also a lot more fun in person. Yeah, I can imagine. I feel like it's a lot more of a spectacle when you're there versus watching on TV. Because when you're
That's
watching
how
on TV,
fucking loud it is until they're actually there too. It's crazy.
oh yeah, because they don't believe in exhaust.
Oh yeah, I went. Oh god, it's been Shoot, it's probably been 20 years since I went to one, but it was obnoxious.
You know what I want to go see in person at some point in the future if tickets ever get cheap again is IndyCar. Because it's like this is very close to F1 in terms of like the actual mechanics. They sound the same because they're both turbo V6 cars now. And I'm like, IndyCar is a lot cheaper to get into than F1 when it comes to going to races, but even then they're expensive. I looked up, they've got a race in Nashville coming up, I think in October, and it was like $250 for like a ticket, and I was like, nope.
$250, good God.
And keep in mind, their races are about as long as F1s. They're about an hour and a half, 2 hour long races. I'm not dropping $250 on that. That's a couple of days of work for me. Exhaust? Oh, that pipe from the engine, exactly. NASCAR and exhaust as a in a nutshell. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's that thing. It's that one pipe. But I will say NASCAR definitely does have the advantage on sound over F1 and IndyCar. They do sound a lot better. Like for some reason, like I watch F1 and the only thing I have against it is I do not like how the cars sound. Those little V6 hybrid motors, they just don't sound very good to me. I don't know if you've ever heard one, Hayden. I doubt it, but they are not the best sound. They sound like vacuum cleaners.
It's not my jam, bro.
They're not like those old V10s that like shrieked. I loved the V10 era cars, and I hate that I didn't really get into it until recently because I would have loved to have grown up on that. Because the sound is just on the V10 F1 cars, but let's see. I'm trying to think of some cool car topics we can cover tonight, just because it's been a while since we've done something like that. Ford is possibly building a 6.8 liter overhead valve V8 in Windsor. They're bringing that back.
6.8. God damn.
I wonder what they would use that for.
Is that going to be like going into Super Duties?
I mean, the 7.3 does that.
That's what I was wondering if they're already replacing it or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what else you could be putting that in because all the emission shit, everything's going smaller.
Yeah. It's going in the Mustang?
What?
What? I'm guessing it would probably be some sort of special edition. I doubt they'd put that in the base GT because people are going to flip if the Coyote gets replaced.
Yeah.
Especially for an overhead valve motor. They're going to be like, "What? We're going backwards?" Just a rumor. Fair enough. I kind of hope that stays that because honestly, as cool as it would be to have Ford building another big block V8 to go with the Godzilla motor, it's like the Coyote is such a technical advancement from the original Windsor motors. It's like I don't see why they would do that. And the crowd.
Hell, this would ever happen, but it'd be cool if they offered both.
Yeah,
They
that'd be
offered the
nice
5.0
too.
and a humongous, just like pushrod
6.8.
V8.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like they did like a Mustang Sport Classic kind of thing.
Like, yeah, you have like the more sports car one with the 5.0 or like the actual muscle car one with like a huge pushrod V8.
I really wish they would have not discontinued sedans and have brought the Falcon to the U.S. when the Chevy SS was still around. I think that would have been quite the battle. Because I know they fought hard over in Australia. I would only imagine having, two V8 muscle sedans and then having the Charger at the same time. It would have been quite the monstrous fight between those three. And that means we could have gotten the dang Bara. Well,
I wish we got that.
Stellantis, to my understanding, is only killing the 5.7. I think they're keeping the 6.4, and I know the 6.2's dying too. To my understanding, the 5.7 and the 6.2 are out, and the 392 is staying. But I could be wrong there. It could be the 392 and the 6.2 are getting the axe. I figured the Hellcat motor was going to die eventually, because I mean, it's getting to the point where emissions are starting to catch up, and it's either they downsize or they hybridize everything, and I guess Dodge did not want to hybridize everything. It's going to be cool to see them trying to take BMW on in terms of engine just builds, though, because I mean, Stellantis, they're replacing the 5.7 with a turbo 3-liter straight six, just like BMW. And Mazda too. Mazda's getting ready to put out a turbo inline six, if I remember correctly. So we're
Why
about
they
to
gotta put
have
that in with the Mazda 6?
the Mazda 6, and I think one of the new CX SUVs is getting it. Let me actually pull
Okay.
up the news thing here.
Would it be sick if they put a like 6-speed manual in the Mazda 6
Yeah, that'd be kind of sick. Not
with
even gonna
that
lie.
inline 6 turbo? That'd be cool.
All right, so we're gonna supposedly see one here soon. It's gonna be one of the rear-wheel drive Mazda 6. Um, oh, this is back in October. I'm trying to find. Here we go. Trying to find some info on the engine. Um, so yeah, apparently there's going to be a inline six and a gas and diesel engines. There's going to be in the looks like it's going to be some sort of SUV that's going to be around the CX-70, and there's going to be a inline six hybrid in those. I'm trying to find info on whether they're going to be. There it is. So there's going to be. Is there going to be a turbo one? I thought for sure I heard there was going to be a turbo motor. Going to be a hybrid. So I'm debating on either getting a Challenger RT or a used Mustang GT. They're both around the same price and both come in manual. A new Challenger RT. Hey, and what's your take? Brand new Challenger RT or a used Coyote?
I'd go with the used Coyote, but call me crazy.
Thing is, with 18s in particular, you got to be careful because those had that really bad piston slap, the typewriter tick. So, um, if you avoid the 18s and only stick to 19s and 20, you'll probably be fine.
If he was getting the 392, I'd be more about it. But
If
I
you're doing the
mean,
5.7,
the 5.7 versus the 5.0 in performance is night and day.
yeah, I mean you're down 100 horsepower and you have the weight disadvantage that Dodge brings to the table, um, which is probably the worst part about the Challenger is the weight disadvantage.
But I've drove 5.7s, and
They're
I
still,
haven't drove a new one. But I've drove the little bit older ones, and they weren't too bad.
yeah, but I
But
mean if you're battling between those two, I mean the Mustang's gonna do circles around it in terms of speed.
I don't like the stick shift in the manual Mopars. How it like is angled towards you. It feels weird if you're used to like just like normal.
Yeah, if I bought a Scat Pack, my neighbor would be mad because he's got an 18 Scat. Send it, do it anyway.
Why would you be pissed? You should be happy.
Exactly, especially if you got a
Mopar, no
manual.
car.
If you got a manual Scat Pack, that would actually be kind of sick. Like Michael's mom. Michael's mom is a manual Scat Pack wide body, and it is gnarly.
Yeah, that's sick. You never see that.
I would ride. I want to ride in that thing at some point.
It's
I
fun.
have actually maybe. I ro- no
You
I
haven't rode it?
no I rode in his mom's old one, the black one she had that was auto.
Yeah, I've been in that one with Michael beating the brakes off of it too. It's fucking fun.
Is it? Do you think it was more fun than the auto cars?
Uh, Probably
Because
so.
the autos had the speed factor. They were a lot faster.
Yeah, in a straight line, but like when he would like fucking just dump it and go, and he would slam that bitch in second. Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah. He said his neighbor's is a manual with the shaker. Is okay? I don't know if you're talking about the Scat Pack that your neighbor's got or the RT you were looking at, but it's a manual with a shaker package and it's yellow. And I think that's actually pretty solid spec.
That's
Because
a pretty good spec.
in my humble, not so humble opinion, when it comes to Dodge, the only color I would see myself buying any of their products in is B5. B5 blue is just such a good color. Plum Crazy's in second place. Okay,
I
so
bet
his
say you
neighbor's
don't like
Scat
Plum
Pack.
Crazy
Yeah, Plum Crazy second, and then what's the green called?
Sublime
Sublime. Yeah, that'd be my third place choice.
or F8, the nasty olive green one. I hate that one.
Oh, I do not like that.
Yeah, those are my three favorites too. Is B5, Plum Crazy, and Sublime.
Hey, would you be opposed to getting a 2013 TTRS?
2013. No, I'm good.
It's the second gen, but it's the same powertrain, same 5 cylinder.
Yeah, I'm
And they
good.
came in manual,
Yeah, I'm good.
which the new ones don't do because Audi got kind of lame for a minute there and ditched it. I'd drive it.
How
I
much
don't
does it cost?
44, 43.
Yeah, oh fuck, dude.
I mean, that's
I
not
could, I
terrible
could,
considering
I
what.
couldn't choose that over. I mean, that's sixth gen Camaro SS, and that's. I'd
Similar
much rather have that.
performance.
I think.
Similar performance.
Yeah, but like looks are on totally different,
Yeah.
in my opinion. I think the TTRS looks like a girl's car in a way.
With the second gen,
Yeah.
third gen not so much. I love the
Third
third gen
gen, no.
cars.
Third gen like got the act like the first gen, 100% can't do it. Second gen helped and still not the best, and third gen's like fire.
I like all three gens of the TT, but like as they got newer, I liked them more. Like
No, that first gen was terrible.
the first gen, I'm like, it's all right. I don't hate it, but I don't necessarily love it either. I like them enough. The second gen is like, okay, that's all right. I can get down with that. And then the third gen is like, oh. I think you sent it to me. You may have. I don't remember it though. It probably was a while ago. But man, I was all what I would do for a TTRS. Like honestly, I would have a hard time buying a TTS, even though they are good cars. Like, because that's the Golf R motor as well. Um, but dude, it's like the 5 cylinder is like the number one reason I love the TC is like the TC in general. Outside of the old VR6 cars, the first and second gen VR6 cars, because unfortunately that did not follow the TT around, which really sucks. But I think Volkswagen got weird with the VR6 and they were quick to kill it off and then bring it back. Ooh, here you go, Hayden. Same price as that Supra you were looking at. It's a bright orange 2019 TTS.
No.
Huh?
No.
You couldn't do an orange TTS?
Nope.
It's like getting a Golf R coupe.
Compared to the Supra, I'm on pass, dog.
Yeah, it's only 100 less horsepower.
Yeah.
288 horsepower. If it wasn't so expensive about it. Thoughts on the GR or opinion on the GR Corolla? I like it. I really like it. I'm excited to see Toyota back in it, back doing what they do. Because for a while they were pretty boring. up
10
un-
plus years.
up until the 86 or FRS first came out, and even then, depending on who you talk to, they're either going to really like those cars or they're really going to hate those cars. And I like them. I think they're still underpowered. Even now, the GR86 is still a little underpowered for me. But the Corolla is like a return to form. And it's so nice to see Toyota finally bring a hot hatch and sell it here. Because this isn't the first time they've sold a high performance Corolla, but it's the first time we've gotten it here. Europe had all the fun with the high performance Corollas in Japan. So it's like it's nice to actually get to have them here. And so I would buy one honestly if they sold it in dual clutch and it didn't have that. I think the only thing I don't like is it has 3 exhaust tips. And I get why they did it, but it bothers me. Like, I don't know. I just don't like the 3 exhaust tip part. But outside of that, it's great. Ford should definitely bring back the Focus and the Fiesta ST. I agree. Especially with how the European spec cars look great. But Hayden, what's your opinion on the Corolla GR? I didn't mean to skip over you there.
I mean, it's pretty good. I don't like 3-cylinder though.
Yeah, I'm fine with the 3-cylinder. It's just I don't like the exhaust. I mean, if that's the only complaint I have about it, I think it's a pretty solid car.
How it sounds. If it sounds good, I'll come around. But I don't know how that's gonna sound. It's hard to sell me on 4-cylinder sometimes. I can only imagine a 3.
They sound very much like a straight 6. Like you get a lot of like RB kind of sound to them. Toyotas, I'm not entirely sure if it gets more RB-ish, but I've heard some 3-cylinders and they get kind of RB-ish in sound. The Alto Works was one of those cars. You remember I used to obsess over those. That's one of those cars that gets kind of that like RB kind of stuff. Those cylinder walls are beefy on the Corolla. I saw a picture of one of like I think it may have been the Yaris motor, torn down, and I was like, dang, them cylinder walls got some meat to them. You ain't blowing that up easy. I've seen some quick ones overseas, some Yaris, some GR Yaris's with that same engine. They're putting down some big numbers overseas now, from what I remember seeing. And I was just like, dang, we're gonna get that here, and it's like we're gonna have like a proper competitor in the hot hatch market because it's like, we're down to what the Golf R, the Veloster N, the Civic Type R. I think that's it, isn't it? Like in terms of hot hatches, because we don't get the RS3 hatchback here. Mazda's little Turbo 3, I wouldn't consider it a hot hatch. It's more of a warm hatch. I think that's what Doug DeMuro called it. What do you think, Hayden? Is there any other hot hatches that I'm missing? Or is it just those 3 right now we have? Because, Focus RS is gone. Unfortunately. You there, Hayden? Oh, he's on mute. Veloster is, like I said, that's a fun car. I mean, I've driven in one and I've ridden in one, and they're just blasts. And the only things that really stopped me from getting one is I just couldn't do the visibility. That was my biggest weakness with it, and the price, because they're about 10 grand more expensive than my GTI was, and that was kind of my main thing. I love the Veloster. It is a fantastic car, but I just couldn't do the visibility. And if I'd had a bit more money to spend, I probably would have actually swung at the Elantra N, just because it fixes kind of like the two things I didn't like about the Veloster, which was the visibility and the asymmetry. I'm a bit OCD for symmetry. I don't like asymmetric cars, so like it's not like it's that big of a deal. But I was like, I needed my cars to be symmetrical. So I was just like, definitely probably by the Elantra over the Veloster, but the Veloster N still, that's like one of the best cars I ever drove. It's just they are very expensive. They're like 36, almost 40 grand for a DCT car. So I was like, you know what? I'll stick to the V Dubs and get a very similar driving car for about 10 grand less. I mean, sure, you do not have the power of the Veloster, and the Veloster does beat it in horsepower, but I have a good discussion point. When do you think the car market will crash? Ooh, I'm gonna hold that one. I'm gonna pin it mentally because I don't think I can actually pin the comment. Can I pin comments on live streams now? Heck yeah, I can. That's what we're doing. We're pinning that just so I can remember it. So once Hayden gets back, I can be like, oh yeah, uh, because that actually is a good discussion topic, and I think that me and Hayden
Hello?
could. Oh, there you are. So
Hmm.
Abitter has a good discussion point. When or will do you think the car market will crash?
The car market?
Yeah, because I mean the housing market, we know it's going to happen probably within the next couple of years. But
Yeah, but I think that kind of like dictates like the most of the economy itself. And I think as soon as the housing crashes, the car market will follow suit. It's already kind of
yeah,
happened. Like stuff is starting to go back to normal.
yeah,
I mean, inflation is a thing now. Like that 20% or whatever the fuck it was. Like that's just tacked on to cars now. That's just what they cost.
yeah. It's
But
unfortunate.
I think like in the next like I don't know. They said the Fed said there's going to be like 2 to 3 more interest rate hikes in the next year by the end of 2022. So I'm gonna guess by like end of 2023, 2024 will be
When it
stuff will be dirt
finally,
cheap.
yeah. I'm gonna be mad because Mark 7 GTRs be like 9 grand. I'll be like, what the heck?
Yeah, that's why I've been like just holding my pennies.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pay 45K for a 2-year-old XLT F-150. See, that's my
Yeah,
thing, and I think I got a good deal on my car at the end of the day because I mean most GTIs with that mileage would have sold for probably close to what I wound up paying out the door. So
yeah, for sure.
I think I got a pretty okay deal, but I'm sure if I had waited too much longer, I would have gotten the shaft on that car. I probably would have had to buy a Mark 6, and actually have done it instead of test drive one last year. Um,
Yeah, but I hate to say it, like in like peak COVID, what you paid for your car would have got you an autobahn,
yeah,
same miles,
yeah.
which is just like crazy what happens.
If I bought it a year or two earlier,
Hmm.
there's no telling I could have what kind of car I could have bought. Because I think I remember we were looking in that price range last year, just kind of goofing off. Because we do that from time to time. That's something that me and Hayden.
I've watched it since. I mean, I've been watching it since I first got into cars and just watching everything just like shoot straight up.
Yeah, everything
Like just
just kind of
checking car
exploded.
gurus and Craigslist and Marketplace every day and just like seeing it happen.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Let's see. What's the cheapest TTS right now? 43 grand, Hayden.
See, that's retarded. That's no.
Like I get Audi charges a premium for the TT, but it's effectively a Golf R. Like, why does it cost that much? Like, oh, it's a coupe. And like, is there some difference in the TTS that makes it that much better than like an S3 that costs like 10 to 15 grand less?
I don't understand.
Like, I've seen S3s go in the same price point my car sold at, which ticks me off because I like S3s a lot. I remember when COVID hit, my uncle bought a 14 F-150 with a Coyote and 90,000 miles for 15 grand. I
Yep.
wish, dude. Dude, I remember how bad things were the initial hit of COVID. You remember gas was cheap.
Hmm.
It was like two something a gallon, I think, for a 93. It was like really
Yeah.
low. And then once they like everything started hitting back up to where we are now, I was like, "Oh, this
Because
sucks."
I was like strongly debating on getting a car at the, like right before COVID hit, and I was looking at like Veloster ends and stuff, and they were like $25,000 for like 1,000 miles,
I
and I
think,
was like, oh, that's good. Now you like they're 30 all day,
yeah,
so it's like wow, it's like boom, 5 grand. It felt like overnight they shot up.
yep. It's unfortunate too, because it's like, bruh. Let's see. I wonder if there are any VR6. Oh, there are 3 VR6 TTs riding around on Cargers right now, Hayden. All second gens, of course. You want one?
No,
You go buy
no,
one?
no, 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 no,
Come on.
no, 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 no.
They're only 250 horsepower.
I already got a car with that. I'm good.
But it's an all-wheel drive. I'm just kidding.
It's right wheel drive.
It's got a DSG though.
I am a DSG.
You're a human DSG. Any of these stick? Because I would not mind a manual second gen TT VR6. Once I start this job, I'm gonna save for a year or so. I'm gonna get me a new car at some point because my truck is showing its age badly. That was what I was originally gonna try to do, and then my truck caught on fire. So that's what changed my entire plan. Um, and like I said before, my GTI came out of nowhere. Like it hit me. Like I was just chilling one day, and I was just like, I'm gonna go just talk to them and see what happens. Maybe I can get on the list for a Mark 8. And all of a sudden, bop, there's my Mark 7. That's just a synopsis of how that happened. Please don't jinx mine. LOL. Nah, your truck's not gonna catch on fire. Hopefully, you don't have a 5R. Hayden does.
Yeah, dude.
Hayden's truck might catch on fire. Hopefully not.
I hope so. Hope I'm in
Gosh dang.
it.
Ooh, Hayden, I found you the ultimate second gen Audi TT. You ready for this?
All right.
2009 Roadster
Oh no.
VR6 Auto, but it gets worse.
Yeah.
The VR6 is a win to me. The top, it's a black car. The top is red.
Oh,
It's got a red rag top.
colored tops has never moved people.
It's
Just
not. And it has got a jank looking aftermarket radio in it. And
you
it's
ever seen
got
those
like,
Fox bodies with the white top?
yeah, I hate them.
God, they look
Hideous.
terrible, and especially when they get some age on them and some dirt that they can't get out.
Yeah, oh, my
Looks like
favorite
ass.
is when they're red and they have that top.
Yeah, with the
It
white
is,
interior too.
yes, it's a
Mm,
terrible color scheme. Ugh.
God, 80s fucking domestic cars were
Cocaine
just
cars suck.
atrocious.
Yeah. Like, and it's funny how much of a following those cars have, and like the issue is with a lot of the '80s American cars is because of the what was it, the oil crisis from the '70s. It ruined all those '80s domestic cars. Like you got 200 horsepower 5.7 V8s in the Camaros at the time. Like
So bad.
my GTI would destroy it, and I have half
Oh
the
yeah.
cylinders. Like sure, it's also like 20 years of innovation, 30 years, for, what, 30, almost 40 years of innovation, but still, it's like, dude, like these engines, it just, for some reason, '80s muscle cars just blow my mind because of how little power they make with as much displacement that they have. Like, even with the Windsor, like the 5.0 Windsor made 215 horsepower in the Mustang, and my Sport Track made 210. I'm still wondering how from the Fox body, the SN95, the Windsor lost 15 horsepower.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. What is that about?
it's like the new Civic SI's lost a couple of horsepower, and I'm like, how did y'all manage that? They're supposed to be going up, not down. Um, but dude, it's just like for some reason, old muscle cars have always just kind of blown my mind a little bit because it's just like, dude, what happened?
Dumpsters.
Because the '60s, dude, muscle cars were on top of the world in the '60s with all how much power those things made back then, and now it's like you had the '70s, which was a nightmare if you were an American car enthusiast because it's just like you had the glorious Dodge Omni and stuff like that in the 70s and 80s, and it's just like, ooh, yikes. Or the 4-cylinder Charger like slant nose.
Yep.
Woo, that's a bad car. Like how the new WRX has 0.4 liters more displacement and only 5 more horsepower. That bothers me too. Like when you're building a new car, you want it to be more enticing. You don't want to like refresh everything and the car make like 2 to 5 more horsepower more. Or in the Civic's case, you lose some. Like with the GTI, for example, I think they bumped it up like 30 horsepower, which I think is a pretty sizable gain.
They did. I thought they only bumped it up like 20, like they usually do,
I think
or
it was
10.
30.
I thought it was like
I think it
hardly anything.
I think it was probably 10 if you had a performance pack Mark 7, but for me, it'd be about 30. Let's see. I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure they make 230 or 240 horsepower. I'm pretty sure it's 240.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah, them too. I know the Golf R is over 300.
241. What's that make more than a performance pack of yours?
Performance pack was 225, I think.
225. Yeah, so it's only like that'd be 15,
Yeah,
16,
but
16 horsepower.
That's about 31 more horsepower than mine because I think mine makes 210.
Yeah, but this is what the 241 is the performance pack of
Of the Mark 8.
GTI. Yeah, doesn't the Mark 8 non-performance pack make like 231
I don't think the
or
Mark
something?
8s have are all. I think they're all performance pack out of the box.
They changed that finally.
Yeah, I'm gonna look. Like that in Blue said, it's just a load cross track. Yeah, the new WRX is quite the contentious car.
Dude, I like the new screen. I saw the Caffeine and Octane. That thing's bitching.
They got a big screen.
Dude, it's a full fucking iPad in there. It's sick as hell. Mod
Yeah.
that bitch. Watch some YouTube on it.
Yeah, they all come with the diff now and everything.
Oh, thank God. That
The S comes with it.
should have been a thing from the start. But
Yeah, that'd been nice. For me especially.
it's like, what do you think I'm getting a GTI for, bro?
Yeah,
I get the TSI if I didn't.
Yeah, they all have 241.
Okay,
On
so
the
yeah.
8s.
So like a 16 horsepower bump.
Yeah, for the PP cars, and then 31 for mine, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure mine only makes 210. It may make 215. I can't remember for sure.
I mean, the same horsepower as the Sport Track.
Yeah, but it's a lot faster.
Isn't that crazy how
a
weight
lot
works?
faster. It weighs half of a ton less, if not more than that. I think the Sport Track was like 40.
45, right?
I think it was 45 with
44.
me in it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dude, the thing weighs like 1,400 pounds less than a Sport Track does. It makes the exact same power, if not 5 more horsepower. But it triples the gas mileage.
Triples the gas mileage and like smokes it in a
Dude,
straight line race and in the twisties.
you know how much miles per gallon I got? The most I've seen in that car. It's nuts.
What, like 35?
37.
Nice.
I think I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was 37. I may have hit 38 once. That car gets almost 40 miles to the gallon. Yet, if you line up against a Sport Track, it will eat it alive.
Mm-hmm.
I find it funny that in 10 years, a hatchback is making the same power as my F-150 and triple the fuel efficiency. Like, it's just, I don't know what it is. Like, the Europeans and the Japanese and even the Americans to some extent with the Focuses and stuff, they really learned how to build a 4-cylinder.
Even I thought my Genesis being a 2010 6-speed manual, I could like, if I just babied it, I would get 30 miles a gallon out of a
V6.
3.8 V6. Yeah.
Whereas, I thought
that was pretty good.
Those 4-liter trucks at the Sport Tracks and the Explorers and all that, they got such dog butt gas mileage.
Oh, dude, I get fucking 9 in my goddamn Ranger. That's retarded. That shouldn't be a thing. I drive it like a fucking grandpa, dude. You don't understand how slow I drive. I drive behind semis.
I've ridden with you.
Everything. Yeah, like I don't go ham at all in that thing. No point. It's like if you're flooring it or not, it's basically the same thing.
Like literally, it's interesting riding with Hayden, right? So when you're riding the S2000 with him, he is like, you got Michael Schumacher driving that thing. He is like on the game, shifting, and he's moving. You get with him in the Ranger, and it's like you're riding like a guy who drives for Uber, trying to get that 5-star, trying to drive as safe as possible.
Exactly, man. That commuter car, I gotta go NPC mode.
Yeah, it's like you're going from NPC to Michael Schumacher. And I'm just like, dang.
Yeah, people who drive Rangers fast, I see them on the interstate, and I'm like,
Y'all are gonna
I'm in
die.
one of these, and there's no fucking way I'd be doing that.
Yeah, y'all about to flip that thing.
Dude, those things have the worst goddamn brakes, and they are so fucking sketchy at high speeds.
My sport track was pretty bad too at high speed. What's funny is that same 4.6 that's in the Crown Vic can get 25 miles per gallon. My truck only gets 13. It's funny what aero and weight does. Yeah, I mean
Peru.
it's the truck, it's the tailgate. That's like
Yeah,
the truck's biggest
me.
weakness.
Me and 8 bitter just drive rolling rectangles, so we just like get fucked on gas mileage
With parachutes on the back,
with
effectively with the
parachutes. Yeah,
tailgates.
exactly. It's terrible.
That's literally the reason I almost put a bed cap on the truck was to try to free up some MPG. And if they didn't cost so much, I would have done it. That was the whole thing, is I couldn't afford to get one because they were like $500.
You can afford it now.
I could, yeah. If I'd kept it, I probably could have actually put a bed cover on that.
I want to get a bed cover for mine. I want to, or like a pap cap.
Yeah,
I'd put a pap cap on it just for a stick of cot back there, and I would go take naps at work.
there you go. When I took the cap off, it made no difference. Really?
I would expect that to make it. That's crazy. Oh,
Yeah. You get one of those fastback caps they're making now, Hayden. There you go.
oh Jesus! No, I'm good.
I hear those are actually really good for gas mileage.
It probably is. It like streamlines the airway, but I want to sleep back there.
You want to?
I'm trying.
You don't
I'm
want
trying to have a
sleep
place
though?
where I'm trying to hide at work, bro.
It'd be like having a little Bronco, but with like a sport coupé thing going on. I'm not gonna lie. I think eventually I do want to get a Touareg TDI as like a day, not as like necessarily a daily, but like a tow vehicle that I could use for longer trips.
All right, I'm out.
Oh, okay.
I will be right back though. Hold on.
All right. Nah, I just really want like a diesel tow vehicle and do not want to spend the money on a truck because diesel trucks are ridiculous. It made it more stable because when they get hit by a crosswind, it would dart all over the place. Yeah, that is a disadvantage of pap caps. You've got that extra bit of mass right there, and it's a lot more room for a crosswind to smack it. I hated that in the truck. The truck was terrible because of how the roof lines were on sport tracks. They're a box. So it's like I would get hit by a crosswind and it would like tip me over a little bit. I'm like, ah. Like it was never like to a point where I'd be nervous or anything like that about flipping over for some reason, but it would always be a mildly uncomfortable crosswind. Like, okay, I can go without that. A 4BT swap sport track the other day. I've seen them. I've seen a couple of them hiding around on TikTok now. I saw one. I think I saved it because I was
A
like,
what?
what? Cummins 4BT swap sport track.
What?
The little baby 4-cylinder Cummins. It's a 4-liter 4-cylinder.
In sport track?
Yeah, someone put one in there.
Oh, goddamn.
4B
The swaps that people do in that thing blow my mind.
Yeah, and there's a guy that did a John Deere tractor engine. I saw that too. And
Oh,
like did a
Jesus.
manual John Deere tractor diesel engine. I would rather have the Cummins motor personally if I were gonna do something like that. I did when I was
I'd rather have the
younger.
Cummins too.
When I was younger, I planned on buying a second one and doing like the what was that whole style called? Where you made it look like a raid truck, Pro Runner, Pre-Runner, one of those two, and do a manual 4BT truck because like they were like the 4BT is a god tier like baby diesel. A cat motor, gosh, I can imagine.
Jordan, I got a question for you.
Huh?
In hindsight, that you don't have the sport track anymore, would you ever own another one?
Depends. Like, could it be engine swapped,
Let's just say
or it has to be completely factory transmission and engine?
it's whatever you think you could do, possibly, with like where you're at in life.
Shoots, because I did very briefly before I was set on getting a GTI at the beginning of the year debate on getting a second gen adrenaline. I was very close to getting dead set on that. And then I was like, I don't think I could do this all again. Because the issue is mine, as good as it was the first, 4 years I had it, that last 2 years ruined it for me.
Damn, put a bad taste in your mouth.
Just the reliability went downhill so harshly.
It was 250,000 miles though.
That is true.
That's hard on any vehicle.
Yeah, and maybe if I had owned one that had a lot less miles, I may still have it. But I mean, I got hit in it and it ate it up like a champ. I mean, it caught on fire, and it wasn't the damage in the grand scheme of things wasn't terrible, but it was enough to really put me in a spot where I didn't really enjoy it anymore. That's why I said a lot of videos after that. I was like, I was like, I haven't been able to enjoy it. And why I said in one of the first videos that in the GTI, it was nice to have a car I can enjoy driving again, because after the fire, I had so much anxiety driving it. Like, I'm surprised I
That
didn't
thing
lose weight.
sat like most of the time.
Yeah, I hated driving it. I did not want to take it anywhere. Like, if
Oh yeah, it was like a switch flipped on you after all that happened.
yeah, I did not want to take it anywhere because I was so paranoid something was going to happen to it. But maybe if it were a second gen adrenaline with the all wheel drive and the 6R trans, granted, the main reason I completely turned off of them the second time when I was what eventually is what led me to going to the Volkswagen dealer was they don't have a manual mode. But I honestly would consider it. I don't know if that would be a shoe in, like it'd be an absolute like I'm going to go to a dealer and buy one, but
Uh huh.
I would strongly consider it.
Yeah, you
Getting an
consider.
adrenaline.
What would you use it for if you were gonna get one?
That's
Just daily driver?
that's the dilemma because the 4.6 3-valve is also really bad on gas,
Yeah, I was gonna say it's pretty bad on gas,
and
and
especially in an all-wheel drive setting. I could imagine.
it's probably like, I mean, it's probably decent at towing, subpar
It's probably all
ish.
right. I would say it's probably mediocre. I think the 2.3 Eco pulls more than they did. I don't know. That's honestly a hard question because it's
I
like,
was just kind of curious because I remember when I first met you, you were all about them. You loved them. You
yeah,
said, "I'll own 10 of them after this."
yeah, and that didn't end that. It didn't end that way, but I think I can blame that entirely on the fire that ruined it.
Yeah,
Like,
I can see that.
I just was never able to look at it the same. I don't know what it
Betrayed your
was.
trust.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. That was such a freak accident too. Like we still to this day don't know the exact reason that it happened.
Yeah,
Like, we have theories. Like, we're pretty sure the transmission pump failed and that's what caused the whole entire thing to happen. But why it would have caught the rest of the thing on fire, I don't know. We'll get back to that in a moment. But A Better said he loved his Sport Track more than his F-150 just for the fuel economy and reliability. The 4R75 is more reliable, but that truck was so tough. Yeah, I mean,
what had the 4R70? That's what his F-150 has.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's a really solid trans too. Um, but yeah, I mean, mine, like, I wish I had the same experience you did because yours was like bulletproof. Your Sport Track treated you really well. Mine was fine. I wouldn't necessarily say it was like the
What mileage did yours have? Eight better. It was pretty low mileage, wasn't it?
yeah. I think he had like 130, 140,000, something like that.
Yeah, his truck was closer to mine in mileage.
Yeah, whenever his got hit. Um,
I think that's like the sweet spot though. On those, if you don't have them new, if you can get them now from like
130K.
100 to 170, you run those motherfuckers till then. It hits 170, sell that bitch.
Yeah,
Because
he totaled it at
my
145.
Ranger 140. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because my Ranger has 136, and I've had it since 90,000. So that's
That's a lot of
46,000
miles. Yeah,
miles.
wow.
46,000 miles in it, and
And you've had
my
it about as
46,000. Yeah, I've had
yeah,
it close to 4 years now too.
yeah. It wasn't too long
And
after you got the S2000 you got it.
yeah, that's the only reason I got S2000 was because I was like, oh, I'm getting a Ranger for daily, so I can get a stupid car that's just unpractical as fuck.
Yeah, his F-150 has 233,000. Yeah, you're starting to
Oh
knock on the
goodness
door.
gracious!
You're knocking on the door of
Still
my Sport
runs good
Track.
though.
Yeah,
Sick.
see, that must be nice. No, but it's like I said, the Sport Track was great the first several years I had it, and then it was like the reliability just literally plummeted leading up to the fire. I mean, you remember I had to do coolant lines, I had to do another 2 thermostat housings during that time, and
You poured so much money into that thing.
I do regret that in the
I
grand scheme
remember.
of things.
But you were locked into that. There was nothing you could do anyways.
Yeah, I mean, there was nothing I could do at the time because it was like I couldn't afford a car payment at the time at all.
And your parents were like strictly against you getting something else until you had a way to pay for it. So
Right. So I was just like, I was stuck, and it sucked because like if it were up to me, I would have trashed. I would have.
but yeah, it was forcing you to pour that money into it.
Yeah, I
because
mean,
it was breaking all the time. But
yeah,
that's part of it,
I
I
mean,
guess.
I was still a kid at the end of the day.
I mean, I poured too much money into my 4 Mustang too, so I feel you. Not as much
Yeah.
as you have, but
No, I
I
think
do feel you.
the fact that with the amount of money I spent on the sport track, I'd be about, I think it was like 7 or 8 grand off my GTI.
Hmm.
Actually, no, because like if I took the truck into account and took the amount of money I spent on parts on it, because I spent 12 grand on it in terms of repairs and upgrades, not including the second transmission. So there's about 15 grand in total on just parts on that truck in the 6 years that I had it. And then of course the truck was 3 grand itself. So that'd be what, about $18,000 in that thing, and my GTI was 23.
Yeah.
So I almost bought my GTI and just
Right.
keeping that thing alive. And
And mods.
in mods, yeah. I mean, that's not including
But
just
but you
repairs,
got to
but
include that to keep you happy because we're car guys. That's just
it's
part
what we
of it.
do. That truck would have bored me to death if I'd kept it stock the entire time. Like, I'm not
Oh,
even gonna lie.
100%. I mean, my truck's stock and it bores me to fucking death. It's like as smooth to drive. I'm just glad it has cold AC
It must
and
be
that
nice.
Bluetooth radio that you gave me. So it's like I'm mint. That's all I need in a daily.
Yeah, ideally, I would have traded the radios back out, and I would have given you my touchscreen, but I didn't think about that until after the fact.
It's fine. I didn't want to have to modify all that shit. I'm happy with. I don't need all the
Yeah,
screens and stuff. I'll be alright.
yeah. So I was like, that was what I was kind of thinking about it. I mean, sure, I wish I could have taken the motors off, but I just didn't have all that stuff I needed to do that. That it happened so suddenly. I didn't even have a chance to get all the parts to actually swap the wheels off of it, or have
Yeah.
enough time to.
When you did it, I was not ready for. I was like, wait, he's really doing this? What?
Yeah, I mean, I think
I was
okay.
like, I expect you to go up there to drive one and like, okay, yeah, in a couple months I'll probably make this happen. But you're like, nope, signing papers, and I'm like,
Hold on,
what?
what? What
Huh?
was what was like? I don't remember ever asking y'all, but what was y'all's first reaction? Like you and Michael's, if you remember Michael's reaction at all. Like whenever I said, "Oh yeah, this is happening."
I wasn't with Michael. I don't think when we got the reaction. But my first reaction, I was like, I hope he gets this job.
Yeah, it was a shot. It was a chance. I mean, I didn't even have my core reporting license at the time. I knew it was coming, and I had no reason to believe it was going to get denied.
Oh yeah,
And I
yeah.
already had the position.
I had full confidence in you, but I was
Yeah,
just, I
it was a
am.
risky
You
move.
know me though. I am a
Like
worst case scenario.
cautious person.
I plan around everything that could go wrong.
I mean, I'm the same way to an extent. That was just one of those situations where, for some reason, that part of me was
But
that like cynical
you were
side of me was gone.
oh, but you were wanting a new car for fucking
Dude,
4 years at that point. You were
yeah,
like, and I mean,
this
the
is my
first day I met
chance.
you, we were like on Craigslist looking at cars for your project cars.
Yeah,
So it was like you were wanting a new car from the start. So it's like I understand
yeah.
for
I
sure.
mean, the time
Car
came.
fever is a thing.
Yeah, and like it was, like I said, it was such a random thing to happen. Like this entire thing with that car just came out of nowhere, and I'm really happy it did, because I mean I've really enjoyed having it. Like, I've met quite a few people that are into the Volkswagen
I'm
stuff.
happy you have it too. I love it.
Yeah, I mean it's nice actually having a car that fits in with the group, because
Hmm.
I was always the
Cruising and
odd man
stuff.
out. I was always the odd man out whenever we would go places. And now with this car, I mean, we all fit in as a group. I mean, Michael and I both have hatchbacks. You have the Honda, which ties into the Mazda because they're both JDM cars. And it's like, our cars all find a way to tie in together in some very convoluted way. But instead of
We cruise by. It's like, oh, those are car guys, no
yeah,
doubt.
there's a whole group. There's three of them. They're all into cars. And 8-Bit, I'm so happy for you got the job. Thank you, because that was a grind, dude. That was a really rough grind getting ready to get that job.
Not as
Um,
bad as college though, right?
huh?
Trying to get your film degree and stuff. That was a
That
harder
was
grind.
that was Hades.
That was horrible. Yeah, that looked horrible.
And the fact that I would have came out and done like 20 or 30,000 a year, which for most people is probably okay, but for me it's like, you know, for all the stuff that I want to do in life, it's just not achievable on 30,000.
Hmm.
At some point, are you thinking of having a subscriber meetup? I would love to at some point. With like my channel starting to get to that point in terms of subscriber count. My main thing is getting the venue for it, because out here, especially where I live, the cops hate us. The cops out here where I
Like
live,
car event, they get shut down immediately.
yeah, I mean, we would have to get permits. We would have to, you know, pretty much pinky promise and
It would have to be
swear.
like a meet and greet at Caffeine and Octane.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it would have to
It'd be
be
like we'd set up chairs at the and a table maybe
at the
at your
cars
GTI and
and just
then
you
talk to
know
people. But like other than that,
I would love to, but it's like there's so much red tape in Georgia, especially because Atlanta and all the takeovers that keep happening there has ruined it for the rest of us. And I knew this was going to happen as soon as they first started out here. I was like, yeah, this is going to completely ruin the car scene in Georgia, and it really has. So they completely ruined it for all of us. So thanks, guys. Y'all suck. Um, I hate the takeover crowd, dude. They're terrible, and um, they ruined the rest of the car scene for us, and now we can't have little chill meets out here because of them, and because of our proximity to Atlanta, and how easy it is to get to the towns we live in from Atlanta. So we got screwed on that front, but oh well. Takeovers are the reason I kind of don't want to Dodge. That's the stigma. They have it that like Dodges now with the car scene. Chargers and Challengers are 99% of the time attributed to takeovers now because they're probably the most common car you'll see there outside of G35s.
I would say 350Zs.
Yeah, like any of the VQ cars are also very common in takeovers. So it's like, it's ruined both of their scenes because now you drive a Dodge, you're automatically assumed to be a takeover guy, and same thing with Z's and G's. I'm like, man, because not all Dodge people are like that. I mean, Michael, for
Oh,
example.
oh, another reason I forgot. I don't know if this is still true since A Bitter was talking about an RT Challenger earlier,
Yeah.
but I know like the like 2018 and back, they RTs had open diffs.
Ooh.
So keep that in mind. That's another thing.
Uh,
Like you don't think about a
I
whole
can't.
lot.
I can't.
It's like, but I've had an open diff and an LSD. You want an LSD, dude, 100%. Especially if you're making like 350 plus, you want an LSD.
Yeah, totally. Because
Sorry, Jordan.
once I go stage 2, I'm gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, holy shit, that thing's gonna be sketch.
320 wheel and an open diff. I think now
That's gonna be fun.
yeah. I think now the crowd killer stigma is moving from Mustangs to Challengers. I think so too, because you hardly ever
I can
see
see
Mustang
it.
people do that now. Like, you never hear Mustang guys getting clowned anymore for
No,
crashing into stuff. It's the
but I
Dodge
see
guys.
back ends of Chargers getting fucking swinging by and hitting somebody.
Yeah, send him somebody to the freaking stratosphere. Even the base EcoBoost Mustang has an LSD. See,
See,
that's
that's what I'm saying. Like
nice.
you can't cheap out on that now, people. Come on now, car companies.
Yeah,
LSDs.
thank
A
goodness.
sports car, LSD. Come on now.
I think it's good. Thank goodness Volkswagen's made it standard.
Yeah, thank God. What the fuck?
I
Why'd it take
did.
so long?
Huh?
My Genesis Coupe having 300 horsepower, it was unacceptable to have open diff.
My dad's Mustang's open diff.
Why? It has too much horsepower and torque. Like, what the fuck?
But I did honestly very briefly debate getting either an EcoBoost Mustang or a 2OT Camaro. And I had no reason to choose them. I like go against them other than the stigma that comes with those two cars. Because
Sure.
people, especially in the South,
Hmm.
they are very anti non V8 muscle cars.
Oh yeah. If you're
And
not good at taking shit, don't get one. Like if it like gets under your skin,
I'm squishy.
don't
I'm a
get one.
softie. I
Because
don't.
I had that V6 Mustang, dude, and like every time you go somewhere, it seemed like somebody was talking shit, saying something.
Judging
It just gets so old after a while. Like first few times, it's like I like the car. Fuck them. I don't care. After you hear it twenty
over and
thousand goddamn times,
over. Yeah,
yeah, it gets old. And
it does.
if that really doesn't bother you at the end of the day,
If you got thick skin,
yeah.
that's
But if it gets under your skin after a while, yeah, don't do it.
yeah. And I'm a softie. I can't. Yeah, people. I take offense to that kind of stuff way too easily. So I would be in trouble. That's the main reason I didn't get it. Great cars, but I just couldn't deal with the stigma of owning a 4-cylinder Mustang or Camaro. I would own an EcoBoost, but I don't want to be the guy that owns an EcoBoost Mustang. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's like I would own one. I just don't want to be labeled as the guy who owns an EcoBoost Mustang.
I'm
Because
not going to say who it was, but you remember that night that one guy called out that guy for having an EcoBoost Mustang
yeah, that was
and talked
brutal.
all that shit.
That was brutal, and it would have kept up with the car he
See,
had.
like that's what you have to look forward to when you have a EcoBoost, and he had the nicer car in my opinion.
I agree. Yeah,
See, yeah, just
especially with the new 10 speeds though. Like
hmm
the 10 speed made the Coyote and the EcoBoost like
a
actually like
force to be reckoned with for sure.
Yeah, and I like especially the EcoBoost. I've seen like 10-speed EcoBoost really slap
Oh yeah,
around
when
other cars.
yeah when it's racing like other turbo four cylinders, it's like, oh god damn.
10-speed EcoBoosts are one of the fastest four-cylinder cars probably on sale right now, but people are going to be so against them because it's a four-cylinder Mustang,
Right.
even with how fast they are. I'm willing to bet there are probably some 10-speed EcoBoost Mustangs hiding out there that can probably put the smackdown on some boosted 5.0s.
Probably so.
Probably not a lot of them, but there's probably a handful of them out there that are like built motor and all that kind of crap that would smack a
Yeah,
boosted
it's just
5.0.
they just fly.
Like I would honestly strongly consider it. Those EcoBoost cars are a hidden beast. Like I said, yeah. I mean, they're. I've seen a couple of them on TikTok that
Couldn't
are built
pull up on
motor.
them. I'm like, you guys can have it.
Yeah,
We could just say you win and I'm good.
I don't want to waste the gas even trying to beat you.
It's just like, yeah, you guys got a turbo. I don't. I don't give a fuck. You guys win.
And like I saw one on TikTok last week. I'm pretty sure it was a stick car, but it was a built motor EcoBoost Mustang. It's 700 to the tire. I'm
Damn.
like, yeah.
Obnoxious.
But he's still gonna get the it's an EcoBoost. You could have spent that into a Coyote and made more power.
Yeah, it'd be 1,500, 2,000 horsepower plus.
Yeah, but you would have obliterated the oil pump gears at that rate. See, that's
You never
what.
make it. You can never make everybody happy, but
Yeah, I mean,
just
people.
on the if you're getting EcoBoost Mustang or V6 Mustang or any, I guess it goes for any domestic. Just be ready for it.
Yeah, you're gonna get crapped all over, and I mean, it sucks unless you're into that.
Always am.
Oh, I saw a tuned Exploder ST take on a Trackhawk, and it was very close. I think
Oh,
we've
dude,
seen that same
those
video.
STs are fucking stupid,
They're
dude.
bonkers how fast they are. Like,
I follow a guy on TikTok with one, and his boogies. He like
dude,
smacked a Trackhawk in his, and I was like, okay, what the fuck?
I saw one early on in my time on TikTok. I have the video saved. It is a bagged Explorer ST, and it's all black. It's one of the
Hmm.
best looking SUVs I've ever seen. I'll see if I can find it. I've had this thing, like, because I was like, I would not mind getting an Explorer ST after I saw that video. I was like, with how clean that thing looked, I was like, whew, boy,
There
there's
wasn't
some,
so many cars at that like $40,000, $50,000 range. I want more. If I
yeah.
just need a sick ass dad wagon, that's it.
I say I gotta scroll down a pretty long ways in my liked videos on TikTok because it was like I said, it was like one of the first videos I ever liked on TikTok. It was back in that very brief stint. I was all about Mopars for like that 2 week period.
It's funny. I was like, what the hell happened?
Yeah, we see how that ended. That didn't last very long.
Mhm. You listen to me. You got the GTI.
Yeah,
I told you it was the best daily.
you were right.
See,
Not a lot of cars can do what those things do in terms of being a daily. Like be
I
able to
read
get
too many forums, bro. I tell you.
like the fact that that car can get almost 40 mpg to turn around and beat up on a lot of cars. Like it's
And they make
still
like 300 plus horsepower. Fucking
yeah.
stupid.
I
That's
mean
wild.
I mean even stage 3 IS38 guys are still getting about 30 miles per gallon and those cars are making 450 plus.
It's wild. I don't understand. Those things are like they're broken for like the tuner scene. If you just like
They
want a
are.
cheap, fast, fun car, that's it.
They
You don't
they
want to spend a whole lot of money.
they're a cheat code. Like sure they're expensive to build because I mean I have not seen any parts that are cheaper than $100 for those things yet. Man, where is that video at? Like, why does it take me so long to find it? Like, there's my Subaru era where I was really into Subarus for a minute. Hope I've hit the BMWs. We're getting there. Oh, there's the Dodge. So, for that brief minute, a couple Terminator clips. Like to see that. Where is it at? It looked so good. I was like, oh,
Oh
when I
no
saw it.
way! This person really didn't follow me, did they?
Who?
No, you did.
What?
What?
What? What?
You'll never guess. You just started following me.
Adam LZ?
Nope.
It's just a 6?
I'm gonna send you.
Yeah, I guess I didn't save it. I wonder how the Bronco Raptor will take on the Jeep 392. Hopefully, well, because I'm sick of watching Jeep dominate that scene.
All right, look at the top of that. I seen it on Snapchat.
Oh wow, nice.
What? We were just talking about that person today.
Yeah. Might get some messages.
hmm I'm
There
sliding deep, dog.
you go. I guess I didn't. I guess I'm trying to figure out what happened to it because it was around. It was on my TikTok like liked videos. I wonder if I had accidentally got it confused with saved because you can save videos, you can like videos, and I keep the more heinous ones. I don't want people saying that I liked on TikTok in my saved videos.
The ones you send to us.
Yeah, the more
You just go
vulgar
back in our chat
ones,
and find them all.
the more vulgar videos.
The funny ones. Yeah, I got you.
Where are they? I guess it must have gotten removed because I don't see it anywhere. I know I sent it
I
to my
didn't. I
dad.
didn't even see 8 I wonder how the Bronco Raptor will take on the Wrangler 392. What
Like
is
I
the
said,
Wrangler 3? Is that good at like off roading since it has that heavy ass 6.4 in the front?
that's what I don't think is the case.
I don't know anything about off roading, and they're not like race. The new Bronco would spank it in a race, right? The Bronco Raptor, I'd
Yeah,
imagine
I hope.
having it's gonna get the 3.5, right?
Yeah, I
Oh
think.
yeah, it's gonna
Let
it's
me
gonna
look.
ruin it.
Let me look. I'm pretty sure it's getting the 3.5.
Yeah, I don't know anything about
Oh,
the Broncos or stuff.
it's still getting the 3.0. Never mind. It's getting the Explorer
Getting the
ST model.
3.0. Oh, okay. Oh, dude, it's
So
over.
400 wheel.
It's over. Still 390. I don't think compete.
The Yeah, I mean if the
That
Trackhawk
boost comes on
struggles,
too hard.
if the Trackhawks struggle against Explorer STs, I bet that thing's gonna struggle even worse.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Is the Bronco gonna get the 10 speed too?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
damn.
GG's.
For Jeep.
The Jeep will roll over if he hits someone offset. Yeah, those things are just not my thing. Man, I know I don't have it saved anywhere on there, but I know I have it saved on my phone because I freaking drooled over that Explorer for a while. And if I
You ever get
find
that
it,
shit fixed with its windows leaking?
who?
The Bronco.
I hope so. I know I saved it on my phone. If I didn't, I'm gonna cry because that was like one of my favorite cars I ever saw. Where would it be at? All my videos got horribly jumbled around when I got my new phone, so I'm trying. I gotta hope it's on here somewhere. Oh, there's the review of Cason's car. I forgot I used to save all my cinematics and hang on to them tight. I don't know what I just did. Man, where did that video go? That was like one of the best looking Explorer STs I ever saw. I believe so because Broncos are everywhere now. They literally are everywhere now. They were like you couldn't find them for a minute, and all of a sudden they exploded. Now they're everywhere. Man, I'm mad. I've seemed to have lost that video somewhere. It was a good video too. Dang. I'm gonna see if I can find it real quick. Is this the same one? Well, this one made 657 horsepower. Videos. Let's see. I'm gonna find this at some point because that was like, man, it was so clean. Hey Dan,
So,
what are you doing, boy?
sorry, I was reading something.
You reading about Explorer STs? Are you reading a message from whoever followed you? There it
Maybe.
is. I found it. Heck yes. I'm sending it to you now. dude. Oh, what I would do. I'm gonna hop off of here. My buddy is on his way over. I'll see you guys later. Take care, 8-bitter. Good to get you back on here. My freaking brain was misfiring so bad.
See you, bro.
But yeah, I sent it over to you on TikTok. That thing goes, whoo, boy. It's like that's a mint Explorer ST.
Oh damn, yeah, it's hot.
Sheesh, boy. So
Michelin's though,
did you actually get a message from the person?
maybe,
Did you really?
maybe.
Wow. Wow.
Fucking cracked, bro. Wasn't expecting that tonight.
Yeah.
That bombshell to be dropped on me.
And on that bombshell. Oh no. What happened?
We gotta hop off this live stream.
Oh gosh. All right. But I mean, we were over an hour anyway. We usually only do these for about an hour, so I think this is a good place to wrap up. I mean, I don't think we have anything else to talk about outside of whatever we're about to talk about off camera.
Yeah, thank you, Toyota, for the super manual. We didn't talk about that a whole lot, but I'm just gonna
Yes.
say it.
Fire. Fire.
We love it. We love to see it. Thank you, Toyota.
Toyota finally listening to its fans. All right, all right.
I love
And
it. Love
the
it.
Newsy is God tier in person.
Mm-hmm.
Go check out my video on that if you guys haven't already.
Mark AGTI, mint.
God tier car. Wish I could have gotten one. Fine with my Mark 7 though.
And the 3-cylinder in the Corolla's black. All right.
That's a hot take. But anyway, thank
So
you guys
hot
for
take.
tuning in. We're gonna start trying to do these more often because I miss doing them all the time, dude. We used to do these every week.
Fun.
And hopefully now I can promote them a bit better next time, and we can hopefully have a bit more of a fun stream for you guys, and you know, plot out a bit more. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you guys next time. Hopefully I'll be able to get some new content up soon for you guys on the channel because it's a pain to film right now because there's not much going on. And yeah, see you guys later. Let me turn off OBS.